promising scent of water. Before long, the dampness condensed into a trickle and then a creek line. She followed the trail down into a gully. Trees rose overhead, and ferns obscured her path. But she persisted, splashing through intermittent pools of water. Her stomach grumbled, and her feet ached. She'd gone further than she'd managed on any previous night. She needed to find food or return, but something in the air lured her on just a little bit further. A rocky outcrop blocked her path, a precipice opening up before her. She turned and dropped backwards over the edge, her feet scrambling for a foothold, her large black claws splayed like grappling hooks over the smooth surface. Reaching the bottom, she stopped and sniffed. The gully was damp and cool, and the trees were large. The blend was just right. She could smell the crisp wattles and the sweet bursarias, the spicy undertones of the brackens. But beneath it all lay the smooth, rolling perfume of a mature manna gum. She headed towards it, reeled in by the intoxicating scent. Bark and leaves crunched beneath her feet as she approached the old tree, rising vast and broad above her. She stretched up on her hind legs, her forearms wide against the tree, taking short, deliberate breaths. Something was missing. She breathed in again, sucking the air up through the roof of her mouth. Not a hint, not a trace of the smell she had always lived with, the smell of other koalas. This patch was hers, and hers alone. She bounded up the tree into the grey-green leafy curtains of abundance. She'd found her new home. Chapter 1. Koalas Rare and Plenty. Late one night, as I'm driving home from a meeting in town, a koala crosses my path. Its furry white rump sachets casually in the sweep of my headlights as I round a bend in the road. I slow the car to a halt and lower my high beam, waiting for it to cross. The koala pauses, sits down in the middle of the road, and looks over its shoulder as if glaring indignantly at my impertinence. I check my rear vision mirror for approaching traffic. It's a quiet area, but I don't want to be sitting on a blind corner on an 80-kilometre-an-hour rural road, and I am impatient to get home. I inch the car forwards, hoping the koala will move, but it looks away and doesn't budge. I can tell from the angle of the fluff on its ears that it is listening carefully. I wonder if my headlights are still too dazzling, so I put on my hazard lights, blinking orange, and dim the headlights further. Koalas are not prone to making rash decisions. They are not to be rushed. I take a deep breath and prepare to wait. In the dimmer light, the koala seems more comfortable. It eventually rises onto all fours and, without a backward glance, saunters off into the roadside vegetation, unhurried and apparently unperturbed. I drive the rest of the way home more slowly. This stretch of road is full of wildlife. A mob of grazing kangaroos startles at my approach, lifting their heads and twitching their ears, each of them tensing like a tightly coiled jack-in-the-box, ready to spring away from or into danger. Southern brown bandicoots, lizards, snakes, and even echidnas are also occasional casualties of collisions here. I don't need to get home in such a hurry. Perhaps I should be grateful for this unexpected interaction rather than irritated by it. I could probably do with slowing down the pace of life and taking my time, being more like a koala. Encounters with koalas are not rare where I live in the Adelaide Hills. They are nowhere near as abundant as the kangaroos that scatter across the paddocks every nightfall, but most people who live here have had a close encounter with a koala at some point and have a story to tell about them. They wander across the lawn in front of my mother's lounge room windows, pausing to inspect her as she watches TV. They bail up and are bailed up by dogs in backyards and in bushland. In spring, their grunting bellows reverberate through the forests, and in summer, they come down to